Warning, this podcast contains graphic language. What's happening out there, MGTOW? What's going on in cell? What's happening on the Manosphere? You are right here, KDR 5. One of the craziest shit on the Manosphere. Going my own way, doing my own thing, but I'm happy. So, no further ado, if this is your first time hearing this podcast, listen, man. I just go to the grind, come back home, and express my opinion, however uncomfortable it feels to the internet. I don't give one iota. So, no further ado out here. Just bear with me, gentlemen. Oh, before I start the podcast, I'm going to put some link below. I'm not asking for money because I don't need the money. All I'm asking, if you want to donate $1 or whatever in crypto, so I'm going to put it out there on the links below on the podcast. I'll take shitcoin. Yes, I'll take shitcoin, Dogecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin. And I'm working on the Cardano because I've been doing the experiment out there with this cryptocurrency for the last 2 years and stuff like that. So if you feel like you want to put a buck worth of shitcoin, I'll take it. What the hell? What? Right? Get away from the fiat system and shit like that. If if you feel frisky about that shit. I don't know how many people out there in crypto. I just I put my stuff in different places and shit like that. Crypto, stocks, cash, silver, whatever. But I will put some link out there and stuff like that. If you want to put $1, I'm not asking too much. I just want to know how this thing works out, But anyways, no further ado, gentlemen. My apologies. My apologies. Let's go here and let's start the intro music and I'll come back to the live stream or podcast. So, no further ado, it's going to be a shit show like I always do. And definitely tonight is going to be a fucking shit show. So, you got to bear with me, gentlemen. I'm out here doing this thing live with cheap ass equipment. I'm a cheap motherfucker. I am. I'm one income man. All right. I save my cans. I drink a beer. I drink a soda. I save my cans. Why should I give the can to the city where I can go out there to recycle and get $1, $2, and $3? You see? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, gentlemen. So no further ado, just bear with me. I'm dealing with this cheap ass equipment. So here we go, the intro. Here we go with the intro. So let's do this thing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Feeling pressure.
All right. I just put that out there. I don't know. I got to do the intro. But anyways, this is what I'm gonna do tonight in this video podcast. If this is your first time here, listen, man. I don't know. You guys probably know that English is my second language. My primary language is Spanish, and then followed by English, and the third one is German and Italian and shit like that. But what I'm gonna try to do out here, and just bear with me, that I'm gonna play you an article by this fucking cock, talking about the draw of the Manosphere, understanding Andrew Tate's appeal to the lost men. Okay. Okay, so we us out here in the Manosphere, especially us with MGTOW, the definition of MGTOW, man, going our own way. In my point of view, I don't give a fuck what men do, and I don't give it less fuck what women do. I'm worried about me, all right? Due to the fact of how the whole system is polluted and corrupted. And I mentioned this in plenty of times on videos and stuff like that. Especially with chicks nowadays, with the social media and this and stuff. They think they hot like butterscotch and stuff like that. And use it's a clusterfuck, okay? But I'm gonna do these how you call these electronic soundbite here by these so-called, it's called The Conversation. The article's called by The Conversation, and this dude, he's a well-known cock in my point of view. I don't know who read this shit, but I do. I read it just to try to get understanding how these men with no testosterone trying to tell men how to behave, right? Because he's criticizing, Andrew Tate, right? And the laws and appeals and shit like that, right? And you got to have some cojones to write this article. You really do, because he don't have one iota what men are going through. And in my humble opinion, why so many young men can resonate with Andrew Tate is because it show masculinity. Now, I live in the city with a bunch of fucking soy boys and cocks and shit like that. And it's kind of disturbing. It is disturbing. There is no more masculinity, right? There isn't. Yes, there is, but not in a grand scale like it used to be. Due to the fact of technology and shit like that. And I don't want to get too much into details. So this is what I'm going to do right here. I want to play these short article. Let me see who this cock is. There's two of them. I guess two of them. This was published in February 13, 2013. So not too long ago. What I do, I'm gonna play my man out there from the land under with the computer and shit like that, and then I'm gonna interrupt, and then I'm gonna put my opinion and shit like that. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is what's happening tonight, and for the for the sake of the algorithm of YouTube, it's not working properly, but at least they haven't shut me down. Not yet. They always strike me with a strike and stuff like that. I put a few podcasts out there. They haven't struck me down yet. Just bear with me, gentlemen. I've been working 10 hours a day, and I'm fatigued and stuff like that. But I'm here having fun. I'm having my little brewski and shit like that, whatever. So let me do this thing with this device, cheap shit that I got here, and just bear with me. It's unbelievable. Let's see here. Let me try this again.
Where's mounting the conversation? CC.
All right. So this is an article. So what I'm doing, I'm playing the article through audio. Okay. And it's robotics and stuff like that, but it was not too long ago, like maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that MGTOW used to say the future between man and machine. And the future is still between man and machine. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's all machine, but it's still here. It's still relevant. I'd rather the machine read the article than me. You know? So here we go. And then I'm going to interrupt it and put my own opinions and shit like that. So no further ado, this is by the conversation. The draw of the Manosphere, understanding Andrew Tate's and appeal to the lost man. See, the lost man. We all lost because we don't cater, you know, this and that. And the whole system is being fucked. But I digress. Let's go here. And just bear with me that, you know, is the computer doing this thing here.
By ND, The Draw of the Manosphere, Understanding Andrew Tate's Appeal to Lost Men. Ben Rich, Eva Bujorkar, Curtin University. Published the 13th of February, 2023, 6:11 a.m. EDT. Mega influencer Andrew Tate is once again back in the news as he battles charges of organized crime and human trafficking in Romania. Tate gained infamy last year after being banned on most major social media platforms for promoting a variety of aggressively misogynistic positions designed to stir controversy and draw attention to his brand. But while widespread public attention was drawn to Tate only recently, his reputation as a thought leader and top G in the online manosphere community has been long-standing. Indeed, Tate's ability to stoke and exploit the anxieties and grievances driving the manosphere are unprecedented, and have played a key role in him amassing millions of fans and hundreds of millions of dollars. The lure of the Manosphere is an overlapping collection of online men's support communities that have emerged as a response to feminism, female empowerment, and the alienating forces of neoliberalism. While this is widely understood, a lot less energy has been directed to understanding why and how men are attracted to these extreme communities in the first place. The Manosphere's appeal can be perplexing, particularly for parents, teachers, or friends trying to make sense of how the men in their lives suddenly adopt aggressively misogynistic views. But while the community's content presents deeply concerning perspectives on women, it also offers explanations for, and solutions to, a very real set of issues facing young men. A tranche of data illustrates these growing challenges. Men are rapidly falling behind in education, engagement, and outcomes. Rates of young male economic inactivity have risen considerably over the past 2 decades. The intimate relations of young men also appear to be in decline. One report suggests rates of sexual activity have dropped by nearly 10% since 2002. Suicide rates have risen significantly in men in particular over the past decade. We're also facing a loneliness crisis, which is particularly concentrated in young people and men. The Manosphere appeals to its audience because it speaks to the very real lives of young men under the above factors: romantic rejection, alienation, economic failure, loneliness, and a dim vision of the future. The major problem lies in its diagnosis of the cause of male disenfranchisement, which fixates on the impacts of feminism. Here it contrasts the growth.
Well, I have to step outside real quick, but I read the article, right? I read the article and shit like that. What do you think men's gonna do? The game is rigged against men. It's rigged. I'm not here bitching and complaining. I'm a MGTOW. I don't give a fuck what men do not do, and I give a fuck what women do. I don't give a shit, regardless. I don't care, you know. But to put this in perspective, when it comes down, yes, Andrew Tate, he's a PUA, he makes his money. It's not for anyone to tell any person how to spend their money, okay? Yes, it's usury. It's sort of like a psychology type of thing, but it is, there's some kind of, the way I see it, right? The way I see it, at least, some inspirement for young men. Me, myself, I'm seasoned. I know how this shit works. I'm seasoned. But I cannot kick the men in the teeth when they claim that he went to Romania and sex trafficking and bullshit. It's utter bullshit. Why did he left United States or the UK, whatever the fuck he is, to Eastern Europe? Maybe he wanted to get away from these little skanks and shit. Now he was flamboyant with it and stuff like that. Yes. I'm not going to argue with that. Though he deserved this punishment because he was out there on the internet and talking shit? No. Fuck that shit. No. Not in my view. I'm sorry. If you got beef with these motherfuckers, I'm sorry. You can't do that. The man's locked up for talking shit. And some kind of government out there say, oh, he's sex trafficking and bullshit. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. So let's put this in perspective, man. Let's put this in perspective. The man is locked up for talking shit on the internet and making money. That's it. That's it. Let's continue with the article.
Challenges faced by men with the increasing social, economic and political success experienced by women. This zero-sum claim posits that female empowerment must necessarily equate to male disempowerment, and is evidenced through simplified and pseudo-scientific theories of biology and socio-economics. Worcester Uni Sociology. At Sociology Work. Follow. View on Twitter. The good news is that understanding this zero-sum framework provides potential solutions to the backlash against gender equality. The Conversation come from Andrew Tar via @Conversation UK. TheConversation.com. From Andrew Tate to Jordan Peterson, a phony zero-sum game argument sits at the heart of Antifa. 9:43 a.m. The 1st of December, 2022. Twitter adds info and privacy. Like. This tweet has 6 likes. Reply to this tweet on Twitter. Share. Read one reply. For many young men, their introduction.
Well, what the computer trying to say, they put a Twitter out there with this picture and stuff like that. So that's why the computer was saying, you know, he's reading the article. And then it goes on that Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, where we went wrong from. It's like this asshole, this fucking cock, is comparing the ass with the face. You can take Jordan Peterson, who been in academia for years and understand the game of psychology and shit like that, with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, he's out there doing shit. Andrew Tate, he's out there like a rapper doing shit. He's getting paid whatever and stuff like that. And he's talking about bitches and hoes and skanks and shit like that. You know? You know, it's just like, he's asinine with his cock article. It's a cock article.
To the Manosphere begins not with hatred of women, but with a desire to dispel uncertainty about how the world around them works, and crucially, how relationships work. The foundations of the Manosphere may not strictly center on misogyny, as is popularly imagined, but in young men's search for connection, truth, control and community at a time when all are increasingly ill-defined. Profiteering off anxiety. Since its inception, the Manosphere has been rife with predatory influences seeking to profit off the anxieties unleashed by this ambiguity. Driven by a desire to reassert a romantic masculine aesthetic ideal in a world of social media unrealities, members of the Manosphere often become willing consumers of a wide variety of products and services to solve their problems.
See? Now go back again. Whatever men want to do with their own fucking money is nobody's business. If people want to go out there and spend money on Andrew Tate or whatever these PUA nonsense and bullshit, well, guess what? It's their fucking money. They can do whatever. It's the same shit. If a man want to go out there and watch a live stream, porn shit out there, and they put their credit cards and what, or OnlyFans and shit like that, who cares? Who gives a fuck, man? It's their money. Who gives a fuck how they spend it or what kind of philosophy, whatever, man. See, that's the problem. The problem is that they worry about too much about men, but they're not worried about this skank ass horse going out there, shaking their asses, making money, hand over fist, OnlyFans, NoFan, Pornhub, and shit, and they don't say shit about that, right? But as soon as a motherfucker at least trying to tell the truth, what is going on, and he's getting a little bit of dough about this shit, well, guess what? Oh, hell, he got to be locked up. He got to go out there and he's doing sex trafficking and all this nonsense and bullshit. Anyways, let's continue with this article with his cuck.
These range from vitamin and gym supplements, personal coaching, self-help courses, and other subscription-based services. But the influencers aren't just capitalizing on a sense of crisis passively, they actively cultivate it, as our research shows. Figures like Tate, Canadian psychologist Jordan Peterson, and alpha strongman Elliot Hulsick spent huge amounts of energy and capital fomenting a sense of crisis around these issues, and positioning themselves at the center. No more clearly was this illustrated than in Tate's Hustlers University, which
Well, talking about Jordan Peterson, by the way, what the fuck his daughter did? Just got divorced. And she's out there modeling, doing all kinds of shit. Hypergamy. It's hypergamy. She figured out daddy is Jordan Peterson. I can divorce my husband and I can make more money and shit like that. And who's calling that? Nobody's calling that bitch out but me. Right? So who gives a fuck what men do with their own fucking capital? Who gives a fuck, man? And who gives a fuck when men tell the fucking truth of women, nature in today's society? Especially in the Western world. Who gives a flying fuck, man?
a series of exclusive chat rooms promising men a solution to their fears and centered on Tate's personage and teachings. The Conversation Canada. At Conversation CA. Follow. View on Twitter. Social media misogyny. The new way Andrew Tate brought us the same old hate. TheConversation.com. Social media misogyny. The new way Andrew Tate brought us the same old hate.
You know, it's so funny, social media misogyny, right? What about social media skankology? The skankology. With all these skanks, they fucking fat as fuck, putting on TikTok videos, YouTube videos, Facebook videos, and shit like that. And they get in the like, they get in this, and they was a bunch of fucking fat bitches. Overweight skanks. Because nowadays, I guess, being fat is beautiful. Because I got my personal account with Facebook. And I barely go to Facebook. The only reason I got Facebook because, you know, I got friends that I grew up with in Germany. And we graduated from Germany. And it spread all across the world. Literally. I got friends in Korea. I got friends in Germany. I got friends in Arkansas, Alaska, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, Puerto Rico, Mexico, so on and so forth, right? So the only reason I got Facebook is just to communicate or whatever. They put pictures out there with the kids and whatever shit they do, communicate and shit like that. But talking about, it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. You got all these skanks way overweight on their 20s. Not only that, they getting ass transplants and shit and stuff like that. And it's quite disturbing, by the way. I don't find this shit appeal howsoever. Howsoever. Not one iota. Let's continue with this bullshit. It's utter bullshit. It's obviously written by a Marxist male feminist. This article is nonsense. Maybe he was raised by a single mom.
5:41 a.m. the 23rd of October, 2022. Twitter adds info and privacy. Like. This tweet has 3 likes. Reply to this tweet on Twitter. Share. Read more on Twitter. Such communities solidify the claims made by their leaders, creating feedback loops that contribute to a climate of tension and hysteria. Members are actively encouraged to ridicule those who aren't willing to acknowledge the feminist conspiracies that supposedly underpin the social and political world. Non-believers are seen as contemptible, weak and ignorant, dismissed through an ever-growing newspeak lexicon as simps, cucks and beaters. The community can also be mobilized to spread the message and brand of the influencer to the wider public, as demonstrated by...
You know, it's so funny. The conspiracy of feminism. See? It's not history. It's not history anymore. It's a conspiracy. How the rise of feminism especially took place after the 1960s, and they moved on. The first wave, the second wave, the third wave, now we're in the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. I don't know how many waves of Marxist feminism is taking place. It's conspiracy theory, according to this cock, this fucking idiot.
8. Having successfully isolated and indoctrinated community members, influencers can then rely on them as a persistent source of support and revenue, allowing them to further reinvest and continue this cycle of growth. This suggests a key way to push back on the wider effects of the manosphere is the targeted disruption of such feedback loops and the prevention of future ones emerging: empathy, patience and support. Tate and the manosphere didn't manifest spontaneously. They're symptoms of a deeper set of challenges young men are facing. These problems won't be addressed by simply deplatforming people like Tate. While this may often be necessary in the short term, savvier influencers will inevitably emerge, responding to the same entrenched issues and employing the tactics to greater effect, while avoiding the mistakes of their predecessors. In confronting the manosphere, we need to understand and take seriously its appeal to lost men and the centrality of influencers in this process. We can be as critical of it as we want to be, but we also need to understand what it provides for many: a community and place of belonging, a defined enemy, direction, certainty, solutions to deep and systemic issues and, perhaps most importantly, hope. We also need to avoid the knee-jerk stigmatizing and dismissal of people who fall into the manosphere. Simple ostracism tends only to entrench attitudes and...
There's one man. See, there's one man to cop out, okay? There's one man to be quiet, shut the fuck up, do not fight against the grain. They want men to be submissive. Fuck that shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. They that's what they want. This article, that's pretty much what it's saying, you know. Oh, when I read it, I was like, this is nothing but nonsense and bullshit Marxist ideology, right? They want men. Now, I'm a man. I know how men think. All right? Now, I'm a double threat. Because I know how men think, but I also know what women think and how they behave. Okay? So this article is nothing but bullshit by a fucking cuck. By a fucking simp. Do not go out there in the manosphere. Because, no. If Andrew Tate, whatever, which I don't agree with this usury. I don't. But let's say, hypothetical speaking, this young man out there, which, by the way, they are way, like, let's say, this young man out there, the odds are stacked against them, to be honest. From middle school to high school to whatever. If they can find some kind of release watching this man doing his own thing, swimming in the pool, doing his bullshit, riding a fucking Ferrari, whatever the fuck it is, and they got some inspirement by a man, you know what? I take that to the bank as a MGTOW. I really do. It's better, you know, sometimes, you know, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You have to. You have to compromise. Now, do I agree with his tactic and shit like that? No, of course not. Do I agree that he needs to be locked up and shit like that? No, I don't agree with that either. Because he put a message out there. and resonate. Not only did not resonate, it alarmed the Marxist feminists. It alarmed the single moms. It put all kinds of alarms and shit like that. They say, you know what? These men need to be locked up out there. He's doing this, he's doing that because he's telling the truth. You know? Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. You got to. Now these young men out there, these young boys and shit, they don't got no guidance. Everybody cohabitating with each other. They're all divorced. They don't got no male role models and stuff like that. You know, the way I look at Andrew Tate, and I think as myself, as a young boy, and I go and I think, right? And I think as a man, and I put myself thinking, and it's like, okay, it's not back in the 80s where we had the wrestlers and shit like that and stuff. It's like 2023 and stuff, and I say, okay, this is a strong male role model. At least let me mimic what he do. It's better to mimic somebody who's real because he's a real person than being a fucking pussy ass, bitch ass fucking cock and listening to fucking bitches and your mom and stuff like that. You know? And then, of course, you're going to be disappointed because you cannot be him. But at least give you some kind of hope. You know? Some kind of vision. Something. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing, man. All these young boys, all these young men, the odds are stacked against them. I'm not being hyperbolic about it. It's reality. It's reality. The men morale, especially young men morale, is like very low. Women morale is very high. It's so high. The women morality right now is so high that they believe on their own shit. They really do. That's the difference. I want to give you a sample. Since I'm a philosopher, for heaven's sake. So you see all these young chicks on the 20s and shit like that. And they look, let's say, hypothetical speaking, Nicki Minaj or the other Puerto Rican skank out there shaking their ass and stuff like that. And what they do? They do that because they believe that shit. Because women are collectivists. And they believe that shit and stuff like that. And let's get the nails done. Let's do this shit. Let's write the cock carousel. Let's make this money off men and shit like that. You know? When men, we see another man, he's like, man, I wish I could be like that. But in reality, I can't. But at least I'm wishing. At least I'm wish that I can do that. And it give me a little bit of hope that I can do that. And fuck all these bitches. You know? For every For every force, there's going to be a counterpart who's going to go on the opposite way. For every reaction, there's going to be an action to it. And that's what's taking place. So when these article I read it, I'm like, what a fucking pussy ass bitch ass. And the good thing is that not too many young people read articles like this. I do it because I find it fascinating and I find it funny, by the way. Your average young person out there, they're out there doing their own shit and stuff like that or whatever, you know, or not doing, you know, or whatever. Especially with men. In my humble opinion, which I think it's a good thing, but I think also it's a bad thing, okay? But the data is there. I mean, fuck, the data is there. There's less men not going to the military. And I say to myself, good. There's a lot of less men cohabitating. I say good. There's less men having sex. I say good. Whatever, you know. I say good or bad. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm 45, so I'm not your average, like my sons, they're 22 and stuff like that. And I don't know what they're going through and stuff like that regarding to relationship and stuff like that. I hope that they learn a little bit of the lesson of their own life. Not having a nuclear family. But the trend is that men are doing their own thing. And also by necessity, those older women, they doing their own thing. But they doing their own thing with roommates and shit. It's two women living in a home and stuff like that and splitting the bills. Especially in this area there, the rent is high and stuff like that. So women have become collectivists with themselves. And that's going to be the downfall of women. Hypergamy is going to be a bitch for them. That's going to be the Achilles heel for women. And this is just a social observation I've been doing for the last 3 years or so. It's not like us men who are seasoned, who decide, you know what, the game is rigged. Let me do my own thing. If I fail, I fail. If I success, I will success. But that doesn't mean that me myself that I can think about other younger men who are about to face this trouble if they don't make the right decision. Being either cohabitating or getting a significant other pregnant, and the consequences of their action is going to be a lifetime changes. It's very difficult rope that men are walking to. It is Very difficult. They are walking on eggshells. Especially young man, any bad decision that young men make is gonna affect them the life. But I know, and I'm aware of, because I'm not naive, that a lot of young men have decided not to do that, because I'll tell you why. There's a lot of men out there, young men out there in their 20s and shit like that. They grew up with no father and stuff like that. You know, their mom's a skank and stuff, and they love their mom, right? But they learn how women behave and stuff, and they're not even participating with cohabitation with women. And that's the same pattern that's happening with young men. Now, older women are cohabitating with each other. Yes, I've seen this. Not lesbian, straight up women. And they got their dogs and shit like that, and they live in a house, and they go fitty-fitty. Now, you got young men going out there, an apartment going fitty-fitty. And one of the reasons that everything is very expensive nowadays. Very expensive. But I've noticed the change with young men. They're not dumb anymore. They're not really dumb anymore. They're not. They're not gonna go. They're not doing out there. They think it twice. They think it twice. The change within that, with my own observation, for the last at least 5 years, they're not playing that game. They're not, and it's good for that. You know, it's good for them. Fuck the whole shit, man. Fuck them. Fuck the whole system. It's polluted and corrupted. But it's a little bit of hope, you know? A little bit of hope out there. You know, I was reading an article like a couple of days ago. And they were talking about women are angry because men are refusing to join the military. And I say, well, guess what? Good for them. The whole military system is simping, is gynocentric, man. It's worse now than ever. Of course, if you're a poor man, young man at 18 and shit like that, and you live in a swamp of Mississippi, or you live out there in somewhere that's really poor, and your only option, if you want to get out of that place, yes, go join the military. Otherwise, fuck that shit. Fuck them. Because men are disposable for the government. They shoot you up and spit you down. Truth. Since I'm out here in this rant, might as well, what the fuck? These fucking military simps, they are crazy. These men are crazy. And this is not new. This has been going on for the last since World War II. They pick up all of the skanks from different parts of the world and shit like that. That's back then. I'm talking about locally out here. And let's say, hypothetical speaking, you got this boy out there who went to the military, who joined the military, and he's like 20, 18, 19, and he's a private and shit like that. And all this sudden, he met this chick in different state and stuff like that. And they make this on fucked up arrangement. They're like, yeah, we're going to get married so we can get housing and shit like that. And all of a sudden, she get pregnant by another man or all this. It's fucking crazy shit, man. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fucking military simp. Sorry, veterans. My apologies, you veterans out there. But the veterans know. That's why they call them veterans. They know the shit. They know the whole system. They know this whole military system is rigged. It's fucked. That's why they call them veterans. They vet. They out there in the dungeons. They doing all this shit, man. They know what the fuck I'm talking about. They seasoned. They know I'm not lying. All these whole gate holes out there. They meet them out there by the bar and stuff like that. And these fools fall for that pussy. And there's so much shit going on out there within the military that it's just a sex pool. It's a sex pool, man. It is a sex pool. That's the that is the unknown secret about military life. These motherfuckers, they fuck each other. Oh yeah, they have orgies, they have shit. They got all kinds of stuff going on out there in the military. Oh, and military housing? Oh yeah, these all kinds of bullshit and shenanigans going on out there. Those military wife, when their husband get deployed and different assignment and shit, they ride in the next cock carousel. The next dude, her friend, his friend who brung it over and stuff, they do he's all kinds of shit. He's a sex fool, man. He's a fucking sex fool. It is. You know, I put a video out, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. It's called Military Simps. And there's a fucking a lot of military simps. And they tolerate these fucking chicks. But the reason is they tolerate it because the government tell them that you have to tolerate these fucking whores. Oh yeah. You take it. You want your career, you take it. It doesn't matter how many dick your wife written or whatever, you're going to take it. You're going to take it. If you don't take it, she can go out there and go to the chain of command and say this nonsense and bullshit, and guess what? That's your career. It's a lot of nonsense. Well, anyway, let me see what I got here before I end up this live stream. But 48 minutes. You know, I was trying to keep it pithy. Sometimes I can go out here and the mic, and it's a fucking podcast, man. It's just one man talking, putting different points of views. What's going on in my noodle? What's happening? What is not happening? According to my point of view, I'm pretty much like a philosopher, you know. I guess. Let's see what I got here. Just bear with me. The heater kick in. You know, right now in the Pacific Northwest, believe it or not, it's like 37 degrees right now. It's cold out here. It's fucking cold. To be April. It's fucking freezing. So just bear with me. Okay, let me see what can I do here. Let me do this here. Because when I play sound bites and shit like that, it's gotta be like non-copyrights and stuff like that. So let me see. Yeah, that's what I thought. these thick fucks. They want to play some nonsense. Holy shit. What happened? Oh my goodness sake. Hold on. I'm dealing with Chip. with some fucking cheap ass equipment. There we go. I think I'm here. All right, so here we go. I'll be right back. I am back. All right. Let's settle down here for the next few more minutes out here. Just bear with me, man. Listen, man. I work 10 hours a day. You know, I work for myself. I don't clock in. I don't punch in the clock and stuff like that. You know, I'm doing me. You know, that doesn't mean that I work hard, right? I gotta do whatever I gotta do for me, right? But I like to have fun. I like to have fun. I like to, do this thing. And I find this, when I do this podcast, to be honest with you, I find it therapeutic for me. Because I see all kinds of imagery in my own city. Drug addicts and shit. And skanks and this. And then I jump on the internet and you see all the kinds of shenanigans and nonsense and bullshit and all kinds of shit moving out there, right? All kinds of shit, But, I like to have fun, too. All I'm trying to do, do observation, what is taking place or not taking place. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe I'm right. I don't know. But all I'm trying to do, at least put a little red pill out there. To give a perspective when it comes down to this so-called Manosphere. Whatever the fuck that means, right? So this is going to be the fun part, and just bear with me because I'm kind of fatigued and stuff like that. But I like to have a little fun and shit like that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to load up the pipa, aka the bong. I'm gonna take a few bong hits and give shout outs, and then I'm gonna end up the podcast. So let me do this here. Just bear with me because I haven't loaded it up. So we got it. Here we go. Tonight's sponsor, cannabis, is provided by, let's see here. I got this thing here. Let me load it up. Load it up, baby. Just bear with me, gentlemen. Okay, so tonight, cannabis is, man, they put this shit so small that you can't even read the motherfucker. Let me see. I'm trying to read this bitch. All I know is 35% hybrid cannabis. And yeah, Sniggle Fritz. The producer are Sniggle Fritz. And it smells delicious. Can you take a whiff? I know not everybody smokes cannabis, but I do. So you bear with me. Where's my lighter? Where's my lighter? Oh, here we go. Hold on, one more hit. One more hit. Let me flip it. Let me green it. There we go. There we go. So let me get my device ready real quick. And let me get shut down. Excuse me. Unbelievable. Unprofessional. I'm very unprofessional. I'm not your average podcaster. I'm not. I'm a MGTOW for heaven's sake. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. But anyways, let's see who's in the house. Man, we got 10 folks. Man, 10 folks out here. Unbelievable. We're going to have 10 folks and 20 folks out there. So please, you know, I'm working with a second party. So it's kind of difficult for me to read the comments. But I see the unusual suspects out here. So let's start out with Mitchie Alex, that's what I see out here. So let's start with this motherfucker right here.
Headshot.
We got Superman, American DeVille's in the house. What's going on, American DeVille? American DeVille, he's out there doing his own thing. Who's next? I'm waiting out here patiently. Who else we got here? Let me see. Oh, we got a doctor. The doctor's in the house, man. I got to create something for the doctor. I think the doctor needs this here. Because, you know, Dr. MGTOW, he's out there fixing up patients and shit. You know, he's out there with all kinds of nonsense and shit. You know, the patients. We got a doctor. Literally, he's a doctor. Dr. MGTOW in the house. That's the doctor. The doctor's in the house. Who else is in the house? Oh, we got the pirate. What's going on, the pirate? We got the pirates in the house. Okay, so how are we going to do the pirate? The pirate we got here.
Headshot.
Yeah, for the doctor, we gotta get that dollar sign. We gotta get the. I gotta get the dollar sign. Let me see. Let me start reading here. Da da da. Ba da ba ba ba. I think we got another alien out here. I love the fucking that's a good thing about MGTOW. We all got avatars. I love the avatars, man. You guys are fucking awesome. Lord 69. Lord 69 is in the house. What's going on, Lord 69? What's going on? What's happening out there? How are we gonna do this here? Fuck that shit.
Headshot.
And the infamous horn. What's going on, Shinobi One Kanobi? Shinobi One Kanobi's in the house. From out there, from the Kiwi land out there in New Zealand, out there doing all kinds of stuff out there with the ducks and the chickens and all kinds of good stuff out there. God bless your heart, son. God bless your heart. But you still get a shotgun to the dome, though. But in fact, out there in New Zealand, you guys need it. New Zealand is such a beautiful country. The government's so fucked up, but you guys need a little house party out there. What's up, Mr. Pinsky's in the house? How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm gonna end up giving a shout out for the next hour and shit like that. How you doing, my man? I'm still working on my sound bites out here. So let me see. Where can I go out here? Let me see. Well, that sucked. There we go. There's bananas out here, for heaven's sake. All right. Yeah, MGTOW, we worldwide. Well, gentlemen, hey, man, it's been a pleasure for me. It's been a pleasure for me hanging out with you guys out here. It's just small of us. But that's who we are. We're MGTOW. Men going their own way. We do our own thing. We don't give a fuck. We just express our opinion in different ways and stuff like that. But in reality, we don't give a fuck. We seasoned. We are seasoned men out here. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'd rather have 10 motherfuckers, they smart, witty, and brilliant, than 500 dumbasses. Or 500,000 useless idiots as subscribers. Because nowadays, everybody is a genius. Everybody knows shit. Everybody knows everything. So, yes, it's an echo chamber. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'm cool with it. And I'm content with it. And I can wake up in the morning, do my own thing, and I'm happy. I'm not content. I'm happy what I do. And you should be a happy man what you do. If you don't like your job, do something about it. If you don't like your situation, change about it. If you don't like anything that's suitable for you, do you. Do you, my brothers. Do you. And that's including your own family members, because your family members, they're going to try you to do different things and shit like that. No. Do you. Men going their own way. That's how we roll. This is how it goes. And those who don't like it, fuck them. Well, gentlemen, like I always say, peace. State MGTOW. I'll definitely catch the next podcast, live stream, or video. I want to put the links below. If you want to donate some crypto, XRP, Dogecoin, shitcoin, and whatever. I just want to receive something. See if it works on my ledger. That's all. XLM, whatever. $1. You send me $1, man. I want to put the link below. I just want to see the ledger works. That's it. That's it. All right. Peace. I'm out. We gotta fight this fucking fiat currency. I'm out. My bad. I'm out.